This video will be about the Pandikona dog. It's also called the Indian Doberman, and it's a breed of the Kurnool region in India, and it's about to go extinct. And the reason why it's about to go extinct is that it is a natural dog that is just dwelling around cities, and on the other hand it's very local. So the Pandikona region is where it originated, and this local variety has been kept, but not so much as a pet, but more as a dog around dwellings. So it's a primitive type of dog, which means that the development is more of a natural phenomenon. So this dog has little exaggerations and is very capable of fending for itself. It is a combination of a dog that is very good at hunting, it's more of a sighthound, and also a dog that's good at protecting, otherwise they would not be tolerated around the villages. So you get a dog which has next to its build also other similarities with the Doberman. And why is this? So when the British came to India and they saw this dog, they called it the Indian Doberman. And why? Because the looks were quite similar to that of the European Doberman that they knew. And the thing is, if you go back to the evolution of the Doberman, there's German Shepherd type in there, which is quite a natural type of dog. Not so far off the wolf at that time. And also there's Rottweiler, more of a massive type of dog in there. There's Pinscher blood in there. But also Greyhound, which is a hunting sighthound again. Like this Indian variety of the Indian Doberman, so to say. These types of dogs are also left so much to interact with the genetic gene pool that is present, that you also see some of these dogs that are not that black, some are even white, whitish, some have the hound, so more of the smelling hound type of colorations. Oftentimes they also have scratches on their body, and you might ask why. I think it could be twofold. One, to show that these dogs are from the village, and the villagers will tell you when you say it's cruel. It also helps with their immunity, so it could be both. Another thing is that these type of dogs, because they are left to interact, and can vary quite a bit depending on the genetic lineage that they have. Their gene pool is extremely wide, which gives them, even though they are quite a rare breed, a very good genetic gene pool. So a lot less illnesses and other problems which come with bigger dogs, like for example the European Doberman, are almost not or not found in this breed. So it also gives you some background that even if you have a little bit of these type of dogs, if they are bred right, then you have a big chance of getting good dogs. And the other thing is that because of the genetic diversity, it's very hard to pin a certain size or especially weight on these type of dogs, because a dog that has a little bit more Molosser blood in there, and I think that the reason why these type of sighthounds are so much stronger than the other sighthounds or running dogs is that there is blood of the Gull Terrier, which is a local type of bull terrier, so to say, and also the Bullikuta, which can be described as a local type of Great Dane, that's also present there, can also be interacted, and then you're gonna have a lot heavier dog. So in general they are a little bit smaller than a European Doberman. So the least height that they can have at the width is normally 48 centimeters, which is approximately the size of an American Staffordshire Terrier, big one. And the maximum size is often described as 66 centimeters. It is about the size of a smaller Doberman male, or more the size of a German Shepherd dog. So that gives you a little bit of scope of the size these type of dogs are known to have. This female also has a little bit of the pincher type of head, which you can imagine that these type of dogs have, because they have this semi-wild primitive nature. These dogs are hard to keep as pets, but they can also be very easy to be kept as pets if you are allowed to have your dogs roaming around, and they stay around the village, and then they take care of vermin, for example rats, rodents, and also because they are quite natural type of dogs, they can even take care of big game like boars. So they hunt in packs then, and they're also a lot stronger than your average running dog, sighthound. So you could compare them with, for example, greyhounds with a little bit of American Pit Bull Terrier bred into it. So for example, a quarter. I think that's about the strength that these type of dogs could muster. But also they're quite capable of keeping your vicinity very safe, because they also guard it. So that's this type of dog in a nutshell. Have a great day. Today we will discuss the Jonangi Jagilam, also known as the Kolleti Jagilam, an Indian dog breed, especially known as the Jonangi. This breed of dog is a dog that looks a little bit like a cross between Australian cattle dog and the Basenji. It is also a dog that is both for hunting but also herding, and has a triple meaning because it is also a good guard dog for bigger farms. And that all-round farm dog attributes are also found with the Australian cattle dog, which it also shares quite a lot of its colors. But different to the Australian cattle dog is quite capable of hunting, but normally is not that much used as a hunting dog in its pure form. Oftentimes when crossed with lurchers, or for example bull Arab or bull terriers, they are very fine hunting animals. But the Jonangi is a good hunting animal at its self as well. But I think the Australian cattle dog might prove to be similar, profound in hunting. And why is that? Because the Jonangi, for all its three tasks, it needs a prey drive. So to hunt, of course, the prey, the quarry, you need prey drive. To chase farm animals, to manage and herd herd, you also need prey drive. And to protect the homes against intruders, you also need prey drive. So that's the common denominator, and that's also why I think the Australian cattle dog might be similarly attributed if you have it from good lines. Also, some people will tell you that there is some dingo blood also in Australian cattle dog. But we are now talking about the Jonangi, and the Jonangi is also different if you compare to the Australian cattle dog, because it is yodeling like a Basenji. And a Basenji is a dog that is in its purpose, right? Why they bred them, the breeding purpose was a hunting dog. And this dog also does not bark, but yodel. This Basenji dog does. And also the Jonangi has wrinkles in its face, much like the Basenji dog has. The Jonangi dogs have a very short coat, are capable of fending for themselves, often dig holes around the premises and just work themselves through it and live there. a little bit like a feral dog. Also Australian cattle dogs and Basenjis are known to be primitive type of dogs. In that way that they can can make sure to take care for themselves. They're good hunting promises because they have high prey drive, but also they're quite hardy if you have a good one from working lines. And also they are athletic. Jonangi combines this in a harsher environment, namely India. And they're also known that they can work on a hot day in rough terrain, the Australian cattle dogs. I think Jonangi will be a lot like that, but perhaps even better in some categories. And also Australia, like India, were colonies of the United Kingdom. So it could very well be that there was quite some interbreeding there. And India is also known, for example, with the girl terrier. That's their version of the English Bull Terrier. Also they have the Bullikuta, which looks like a working type of Great Dane, etc. They have their own versions and also their own running dogs, like the Canny, which could be a version of the Saluki or the Greyhounds that was known in other parts of the world. So this type of breed is said that they think they are average in intelligence, but the Jonangi is very loyal to its family. And that's also what you get from an Australian cattle dog. And both Australian cattle dog, and especially the Basenji even more so, are known to be stubborn type of dogs. So interbreeding those and also having them for generation and generation to be able to fend for themselves, dig their own hole around the premises, will further increase that stubbornness, in my opinion. I really like this dog breed. It could be an even better contender than the Australian cattle dog, because this dog is primarily still being worked. It has a little bit of shorter coat, that its yodels could also be a drawback, especially if it does that quite profoundly, because if you live in a rural area, this is not a good thing. If you're close to other persons and they get trouble with your dogs. I like a dog to not bark a lot, but also not yodel or howl. So I keep my opinion open on that topic. Two dogs that you see here on the leash are Patterdale Terriers. Those are terrier type of dogs for underground work, but also, like the Australian cattle dog, carry a little bit of bull to make them harder. And they have evolved quite a while already. So this type of dogs were over 100 years in the making, in one way or another, also known as the black fell. But I'm not going to bore you with these dogs, and I will close with the Jonangi. Look them up. They can vary from very dark, like black, to all types of spotted varieties. Spotted varieties you will see also with Australian cattle dog. They have the blue heeler, which is predominantly black, but also with its white patches. So they start with a whitish coat, and then the color comes through. Either red for the red heeler, or blue for which is blackish for the blue heelers. But they can also range to almost completely black and all colors in between. So the Jonangi dog is not that much based on only the spotted appearance. I hope you have a great day. You can also look up the Basenji, which is often more solid color type of dog, but it can also be in patches. Have a great day.